What is the vital role of herding animals in keeping vegetation alive in brittle or arid environments? The presence of large herds is vital because they consume plant material while it is still green and growing. They continue consuming it long after all the growth has stopped, and they trample what they don't eat onto the ground, dunging and urinating on it, forming a perfect protective fertilized mulch over the soil. The moisture from the dung and urine keeps the insects and microorganisms active, so they can continue to biologically break down that plant material during the long dry season. The sun's energy can now reach the growth points of the plants because they've been laid flat, and new shoots can grow. Many trillions of microorganisms are being activated by moisture in the animal's guts, dung, and urine to break down plant material. The soil is mulched and ready to catch rain, which filters down through the soil and plant roots, and it feeds into our underground water systems and then travels underground through to our rivers. So let's look at the predator-prey connection to land health. Why are predators vital when it comes to the behavior of herding animals and the health of brittle or arid environments? What do herds do to keep themselves safe from predators? They keep bunched together. The presence of pack hunting predators keeps herds bunched together and on the move. The bunched herd graze, trample, and fertilize vegetation while aerating soil with their hooves. They do not overgraze plants as they are always on the move, dunging and urinating as they go. Herding animals have more than one behavior pattern, and the effects on the land are often delayed. Different behavior patterns produce different effects on the land. Let's look at herd behavior when feeding. When large herds are feeding, they tend to spread out, although not too far for fear of predation. They walk gently and slowly, placing their hooves beside coarse plants and not on top of them. And they place all their weight on their hooves and compact the soil below but barely disturb the surface. They have very little impact on the plants and soil other than removal of forage and soil compaction. But once feeding is over or when predators are about, the herds behave very differently. They bunch close together for safety and in their excitement kick up dust, and while bunched in herd, animals step recklessly. Coarse plants that would not normally be grazed or trampled get trampled down, providing cover for the soil surface. The hooves of those bunching, milling animals leaves the soil chipped and broken. And a relaxed grazing herd keeps off the steep cutting edges of gullies, while a bunched herd will beat down the edges. This creates a more gradual slope which can once again support and hold vegetation. Herds and their predators are designed to do on a huge scale exactly what any gardener would do to get seeds to grow. First, they loosen the sealed soil surface. Then they bury the seed slightly and compact the soil around the seed. And then they cover the surface with a fertilized mulch. It's all about the timing. When herds stay too long, plants get overgrazed. But if herds don't bunch together or don't stay long enough, the soil doesn't get mulched. The timing is perfected by predators who keep those herds bunched together and moving, always flowing with the unpredictable variables going on around them, ensuring the health and survival of the whole. In any environment, overgrazing and damage from trampling has little to do with the number or type of animals. It all depends on the amount of time that plants and soils are exposed to the animals. Today, those vast herds have disappeared from the world's brittle environments due to our interference. And they never did occur in non-brittle environments. In the herd's absence, only a small amount of the vegetation produced is able to decay biologically. Without animals trampling and fertilizing, the vegetation is left standing. Sunlight cannot reach the growth points of the plants. Vegetation is left to break down chemically through oxidation instead of biologically, which kills the plants. And we began to assist the breakdown by burning the dead vegetation, which is just rapid chemical oxidation. We urgently need to revise old beliefs that are still being taught to this day. The belief that all land should be rested or left undisturbed in order to reverse its deterioration has been proven wrong. Non-brittle or humid environments will recover when left to rest undisturbed. But in brittle or arid environments, prolonged rest leads to further deterioration and instability. Since over half of our Earth's landmass is more brittle, it is no surprise that desertification is spreading at the rate that it is and causing our climate to change. Environments can be classified on a scale from non-brittle to very brittle, and at either end of that scale, environments respond very differently to the same influences. Resting land in non-brittle environments restores biodiversity and land health, but resting land in brittle ones leads to desertification. We now know that high numbers of herding animals, concentrated and moving as they once did naturally in the presence of predators, are absolutely vital to the health of the same lands we believed they destroyed.